So my name's Aleisha Amohia, and before I start, I just want to mihi to the speakers before me. Thanks, Judith and Connor and Stephen. Your kōrero was really interesting, and I learned a lot. So I am here to speak on behalf of the National Council of Women. I'm the president of the Wellington branch. I also sit on the board of the Wellington Alliance Against Sexual Violence, so I'll speak a little bit about that soon. I have a few safety and accessibility concerns when walking around Wellington City, and Judith already covered quite a lot of them, specifically the kind of uneven streets and the obstacles. But one thing that really stuck out for me is the orange bricks on Courtney Place. They're super slippery when they're wet, which doesn't make sense as a design choice given that we live in Wellington City where it's often wet and windy. So I just wanted to chuck that idea out there. But I'm going to be speaking about my experiences as a pedestrian, a woman pedestrian. I believe that being a woman impacts my experiences and feelings walking around the city. So through my work with the National Council of Women, I also sit on the board of the Wellington Alliance Against Sexual Violence. And that alliance is a coalition of organisations. We were formed because people on social media were increasingly sharing that they're sick and tired of being harassed and violated in Wellington. So we came up with these 3 asks to help eliminate sexual violence. One was about funding for existing sexual violence prevention groups and initiatives. One was for Hospitality New Zealand to develop a strategy for the role that they play in this sector. And the third was for urban design, for Wellington City Council to implement a revamp and redesign of Courtney Place, Cuba Street and surrounding areas. So we held a rally in Courtney Place on the 31st of March to launch the Alliance and our 3 asks, and there were more than 500 people in attendance, which we were really pleased about because we launched on a Sunday and the rally was the following Wednesday. So we had 3 days to get everyone's support, and the amount of people that showed up is just a testament to the fact that this is something that's really important to our community. Before the rally, we took a really big map around Wellington that we painted of Wellington streets, and we had people mark all of the places around the city where they had felt unsafe. I don't have any slides, but I do have a picture of the map, so I'll just quickly share my screen. So this is the map. It's quite large. It's the size of a small bus, and we presented this at the rally, and if you look really closely, there's a bunch of red crosses marked by people around Wellington who wanted to indicate places where they had felt unsafe because of the way that the city was designed. So there's a lot about the way the city is designed that makes it unsafe or less safe for me to walk around as a woman, or for others such as those in the rainbow community, the disabled community and people of colour, for example. There are things such as bad lighting, spaces with crooks and crannies and hiding spots, and being far away from transport like taxis and rideshare areas and buses, as people have mentioned before. These considerations make the city unsafe, and it's vital to consider these things when designing a city that is safe for all people to walk around and to use at all times of the day. A group of young women walking home from Courtney Place at midnight should be able to do that without the concern that the streets might be hiding or even facilitating danger. There are student groups at the universities, such as the Victoria University Feminist Organisation. Every year they organise a group run at night because it's not safe to run or walk by yourself at night. And of course, part of the responsibility of making sure our city is safe lies with the people. But the least that those who design our city could do is not allow the city to contribute to that. So to summarize, I'm a young, able-bodied person, and I'm quite comfortable walking around the city most of the time. However, the way that our streets and infrastructure are designed means that walking alone as a woman is an anxious and often unsafe experience, especially when I'm alone. So work needs to be done to redesign the CBD to make it more accessible and safe and usable for all communities at all times of the day, with special attention given to the considerations that will impact those who are most targeted and affected by sexual violence and disabled communities.